What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. This one today will be pretty simple, but an informational one. I just know when I first started getting back into cards, so late November, early December time, I wish I would have watched one of these videos just to know better as to what I was doing. So just thought I would give some pointers now that I'm 6 months into this, very heavily, more heavily than I had ever been before. So just sit back and listen along, and I hope this helps out some of y'all. So first off, one of your first questions is probably going to be, what do I want to collect? Because there's so many avenues that you can go down, and whether it's you want to open packs, you want to collect the sealed packs, you want to buy cards, you want to buy the graded cards, there's so many avenues you can go down. What I would recommend, at least from personal experience, is not diving into every single category all at once. Really hone in and master one category and level up your understanding and knowledge of said category until you feel comfortable in it, then maybe move on to another one. Because within Pokemon, there is so many different avenues that you can go down, as I just said. So focusing towards one is a lot smarter, in my opinion. I had times where I was bouncing all over the place, and I would get to a point where I had cards in my set and I'm I don't even really necessarily want these. I just bought it in the moment because I thought it was cool, but it had nothing to do with what I was prioritizing collecting wise. So yeah, that's definitely a big piece of advice that I would give. Another thing is, if you are just getting back in and you do want to open packs and stuff to go for completing sets and stuff, just keep in mind that 95% of the time the packs you open, you are not going to make profit from opening those packs, right? You only will if you get super lucky or running a hot hand. It happens every once in a while, but it's not going to happen often. So if you are deciding I want to go down the master set line or collecting sets, just be thoughtful of what you're doing. Don't just open packs, especially with how the market is now, all packs being insanely crazy for buying and just hard to get a hold of. Just think about if you spent a certain threshold opening packs, maybe think, maybe I should start hunting for the singles for the set. Because, for example, let's say if you are doing a master set, right? Let's just use Surging Sparks for an example. Let's say all you have left to get is the Latias SIR, and you're if I open a booster box of Surging Sparks, I could maybe hopefully pull it in there. So currently, if you were to buy a Surging Sparks booster box, that would cost you right around $240, while the Latias card is only $150. I understand the thrill of opening the cards and, actually chasing the card, and if you were looking at this more at a budget standpoint, just pick the easy option. For one, there is absolutely no guarantee whatsoever in that $240 box that you're going to even pull the card, so you're then going to have to, at the least, even fork over another $150 to get the card. But then also, if you just buy the card, you still have $90 left over from what you were going to spend on that booster box to then throw into your next set that you're working on. So just some pointers. I totally understand that people want to open packs to try to complete the set, but at least for me, what I do, and this is even I would call this medium tier budget level. You can definitely do even lower down than this, but what I like to do for a set when I'm master setting it is I will open one of every product from the set. So a booster box, a build and battle box, an ETB, a booster pack, a 3-pack blister, one of every single thing, and then whatever I have left that I need in that set after opening those, then that's when I start buying the cards. And then that kind of segues right into the next topic. Best places, in my opinion, number one, Reddit. If you just go on there and search up, I'll write it out on the screen, but if you just do Pokemon TCG trades, but spelled out like PKMN TCG trades, it is a forum of like, I think it's like 50,000 users or something. There is like, I'd say probably about like 40 to 50 posts on there a day of just like the most broad spectrum of cards you can imagine, and it's very easy to work on there. I have done over 100 trades on there at this point, have never once had a problem with any single one of them. It is a very reliable place. So that's the top of the list for me, and that was something that would have been super useful to me when I first started, because it took me like a month or two to realize that that was a thing when I started, and I wish I would have known that from the beginning at least. Number 2, I would say, if you do have the free time, going to your local card shops and card events. With that being said, just a reminder, at local card shops, they are going to sometimes charge a premium on the cards because it's in hand and you're getting it right then and there. So don't be surprised if you see like a 5 to 20% markup from market price. Just keep that into consideration. And then for people who work, normal Monday through Friday, most card events are done over weekends, I think, for that purpose, which would make sense. So if you ever have a free weekend day or something, you can literally just search up on Google card events happening near me, and there's some websites where it'll literally show you like an entire list of all the events that are happening in the next like month or so. So definitely consider that, and that is definitely the easiest place to get stuff. Plus you can have it in hand right then and there. And then number 3, I would say Facebook. Facebook is relatively similar to Reddit. It's just you're using the marketplace. You can also join channels, but I've had better luck using the marketplace. It's just, I feel like there's not as much variety, or at least not as much stuff on there compared to Reddit, at least from what I've seen. So just keep that into consideration. But if you've never used Reddit and you are familiar with Facebook, Facebook might be a better route for you if you're doing the online shopping. And then lastly, I kind of just put them together. You've got eBay and TCG Player. Just put into consideration that you are just seeing the conditions of these cards through just through like a photo, and you're not really having a conversation much with the seller. So, and I've definitely heard of some pretty scummy stuff happening through eBay and TCG Player before, so that's why it's at the bottom of my list. Just be mindful when shopping on there. Don't get scammed, and just make sure you're doing your due diligence when buying cards from there. I still buy stuff from there all the time. Like, it's totally fine, but you just got to make sure you like know what you're looking for and know what you're doing. And yeah, that's pretty much all on the topic. I can do a much deeper dive in another video if you guys like this and would like me to, but I just wanted to do a more generalized, like, very basic things you should know, just because, like I said, I know it would have been very helpful if I searched up a video like this when I was first starting, and with this insane boom, I know that there's more new people now than there ever has been before. So if this even just reaches like one of you and is useful in any way, that was literally the goal of this video. So, and yeah, just circling back to the point, very important to just stay in a singular lane. Just focus on one thing at a time. For example, right now I'm collecting all of the Prism cards. I'll pop some up. There's 27 of these cards. I'm actually one away right now. I just need the Arceus. So when I go and look at Reddit posts and stuff, even if there's other cool cards that I'm like, wow, that would be such a cool card to have, I just keep in mind, like, you know what, you can always get that down the line. You can always get these cards down the line. They are always going to be available. They might go up in price, yes, but they are always going to be available. So just keep that in mind. Just focus on one thing at a time. But yeah, that's all. Hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like if you did. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more videos like this or openings, I do a lot of openings as well and a bunch of other stuff in the realm. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on other videos, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Thanks for watching, y'all. See you later.